Although we know we will likely never see a sequel to games such as Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring, with the exception of Sekiro, who still got a pretty big free update, each of the FromSoft titles are healthily supported with at least one extremely well-made DLC. With Elden Ring having the largest world and arguably some of the most ambiguous plot lines in a Miyazaki game to date, I think it is pretty well founded to go ahead and assume we'll be getting a DLC for the Lands Between. With that assumption in mind, here are some of my favorite loose ends or unanswered questions that I would love to see an Elden Ring DLC based on. Number 1 is, of course, dragons. A true first Elden Lord. A mysterious alternate Elden Ring. And birthers of the Golden Lineage. It's obvious that dragons are far more than just vicious beasts to encounter on your journey to seek the Elden Ring, and I want to know what's going on here. Maybe we find additional shards that come together to form the Elden Ring we see in Farum Azula. This allows an alternate ending to your original ending in the base game, in which everything after the split of Placidusix is suddenly reset and the cycle begins anew. With this, you are the one to battle a complete 5-headed Placidusix at full power. Once this Elden Lord is defeated, the outer god for which it is a vassal, the One Great, is so shook by this loss, it is then driven to madness. Once represented by a complete 5-finger hand, in this frenzy the One Great splits into 2 new gods, the Frenzied Flame and the Greater Will. Placidusix is physically split as well in this fracturing, leaving it in the state we first came to know it in. Number 2, a DLC based on the other known or predicted outer gods. I don't know about you, but I kind of want to know what the heck is going on with the moons in this game. I mean, sometimes there's 2, but most of the time there's only 1 visible in the sky. We know Ranni and the Snow Crone fear the Dark Moon based on the Glintstone Ice Rag spell. Does this even have to do with the second actual moon at all? Are the Graven Masses, which are powered by Glintstone and in the shape of a star or moon, created in the image of this mysterious outer god? Or is the Dark Moon actually something like a Graven Mass experiment run amok? With this DLC, we may get to see the lengths of which people of Noxtella were experimenting with artificial life creation. In addition to the Dark Moon, we could also learn more about the Blood Star, which I personally think deserves its own video, so you'll want to be subscribed for that coming up. We could learn about the Outer God, for which the Death Birds are said to be an envoy of, according to the Twin Bird Kite Shield. Is this Outer God related to Destined Death itself, or even the Gloam-Eyed Queen that is also associated with Black Flame? We could also get more on the One-Eyed God of Fire, as there seems to be more here than just the Fire Giant. The Eternal Flame and this god's magic are different than the Frenzied Flame magic, and the insignia of the One-Eyed God of Fire is ablazoned in several instances throughout the Lands Between, such as Godric the Grafted, the crenellations of the Divine Towers, and not to mention the entire army of fire monks and other fire magic enemies in the Forbidden Lands. Probably the most predicted or already speculated on DLC is a new storyline for Miquella. Now that Mohg is no longer using him as a living blood battery, what is to become of possibly the most powerful Empyrean? Will we see more in the Haligtree? Will Miquella be a new boss, or will there be a new threat that we have to protect him from? Is the Goddess of Rot going to be unleashed from the resting Aeonia you left her as? While I think that some of this stuff could be cool to see, I'll be honest and say that I think we have kind of figured out the Haligtree, and Miquella's story kind of just seems finished to me already. I don't know, maybe we will see the Haligtree grow to full power, and some kind of final battle will ensue to claim the future of the Lands Between against the Erdtree. Like I said, this one just seems far less interesting to me. I honestly think the best they could do here is just let us fight Miquella. And this last one is fanfare for you folks who brought it up in the comments of my video about everything dragons in the lands between. Now hear me out. What if we got a DLC showing how the dragons in Elden Ring are linked to Gwyn's lightning and the weakness of dragons in Dark Souls to bring together both franchises? So there you have it. Some of my thoughts on what I would like to see most in a future DLC for Elden Ring. What do you think? What unanswered questions would you like to see answered in an expansion? Do you think any of the stories I mentioned would be fun to play through? Let me know all of your thoughts regarding everything DLC in the comments below. It's really cool to see your ideas, and I appreciate you taking the time to share them with me. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more gaming content in the future. As always, I stream every single night over at twitch.tv/precision if you want to stop by and talk about this stuff live or just hang out. If you are into Monster Hunter, I will be streaming the crap out of Sunbreak, so get in my lobby and hunt with me. I am playing on Switch. I'm an Insect Blade main. What weapons do you play? If you have made it this far, thank you. I hope your week is going great, and I will see you in the next one.